Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you the cookie recipe that we will be doing later this week. So I am starting off with some softened butter. I have softened mine a little bit too much and it has melted a tad in the microwave. Um, so what you want to be looking for is butter that is softened but still a solid, so not a liquid in any form. You should be able to push your finger in it and it will go in nice and easily, but none of the melty mess that I've got. To that I am adding my white sugar and my brown sugar, so that's half a cup of each. And then I will also be adding about half a teaspoon of vanilla to that. Once I've added that, I'm going to start mixing it. You can either do it the same way that I have here, or you can use a handheld electric mixer. We have those in Umu. I unfortunately do not. And you're going to do that until it's nice and light and creamy, as you can see. Then you're going to add an egg and continue to mix that well. It will take a little bit of time, especially if you're doing it by hand, to come together. If you're using an electric mixer, it will take a little bit less time to do so. Once that egg is completely mixed in, we're going to go ahead and add our 1 3/4 of a cup of self-raising flour and half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using some gluten-free flour, but you don't have to if you're not gluten-free. Then you're going to gently mix that all together until it forms pretty much a ball. You can see it's coming together a bit nicer here. It may take a little bit of elbow grease. You don't want to be using the electric mixer for this step. You want to be using either a wooden spoon or a spatula like that. Once it comes together and forms a ball like it is now, we're going to be adding our chocolate chips. So in Umu we will just have milk chocolate chips and we're adding about a cup of those. But I also have some leftover caramel chocolate, so I am going to be adding a little bit of that into the cookie dough, as you will see in a second. There you go, the chocolate chips. You can measure with your heart for the chocolate chips and the caramel. You're then going to give that a really good mix so that the chocolate is evenly distributed throughout the dough. Don't want any cookies that don't have any chocolate in them. And then you're going to roll maybe a tablespoon size ball of dough. Obviously the more dough you have, the longer it's going to take to cook and the bigger the cookie is going to be. So we want about a tablespoon size. We're going to roll them into some balls as you're about to see, and then place it on a baking tray that is lined with paper. I've got about 9 on my baking sheet and I've flattened them slightly so they cook easily into the oven for 13 minutes. When your cookies come out of the oven, this is what they should look like. After a minute or two, you're going to transfer them to a cooling rack. Giving them a minute just means that they won't fall apart. And once they are completely cold, you're going to pick 2 that are the same size and shape to create your sandwich with. You're then going to take the ice cream that you made earlier in the week and roll a scoop and gently place that on one cookie before sandwiching the other one on top. The cookies are still very delicate, so you will need to be careful with this step, but now you can enjoy. Well done!